Welcome everyone to the 128th Knowledge Seekers Workshop of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. It's Thursday, August 11th, 2016, and we'll begin the workshop with our video with Mr. Keshe speaking.
You have people listening from every corner of this planet. No knowledge has been dispersed so beautifully, so balanced across the planet, on this planet ever, maybe in the universe. You have the full potential of achieving everything in the universe. There is no need and there is no reason for man not to achieve. So, wherever you are, the way I taught you to make the coils double coil inside, you have continuous equal gravitational magnetic field, and if you put CO2 on it, and you put zinc on it, you have connected the emotion of the man to it on a stable condition, and you'll find out you become a very peaceful man. Here, instead of having galaxies and universes and creating connection magnetically, we have used the matter state gravitational magnetic field strength to dominate and dictate the shape of the plasma. The nanotechnology, the nanomaterial which you have collectively developed in different ways, by caustic, by electric currents, by whatever, fire or whatever, has that advantage that the matter, the nano and the plasma is all the same. So connection is very solid, it's very strong. The power of the plasma technology, the way we have thought, is beyond imagination of the man. Now you can create and control the plasma, which is the mother of the creation of the universe. You are given the seed of the essence of the creation. The foundation does not belong to no one and is not made of one anymore. You are developing it, you are structuring it, and from today we will be still the same. We'll still develop the technology in different names, in different colors, in different nationalities which they do not exist. It is beautiful when we see the Christian, the Muslims, the Jews, and every other belief are working together to build up systems. We have already become one faith. We already have become one nation, and we already become one planet. You got to remember one thing. Dates is irrelevant. Today is the last day of the Christian calendar, or tomorrow is the beginning of another. One day is connected to another. We don't stop. We are working around the clock. The Keshe Foundation team is working irrespective of time, position, religion, country. And now we achieve what we set out for.
The Universal Council invites you to attend the One Planet, One Nation, One Race event in Rome on the 9th and 10th of September 2016. The Council looks forward to open interaction with the public at the event. Come interact with the Council in your spoken language. The Council encourages you to bring your positive suggestions and solutions to the table on how humanity can move forward as a whole towards everlasting peace. In this way, the work of the members of the Council will become the work of humanity for humanity. The full package price for a single ticket to the event includes 3-night stay in one of Rome's prestigious hotels, daily attendance to the event, as well as breakfast on the 9th through the 11th, and lunch and tea on the 9th and 10th. Accommodations for this package is based on double occupancy. The full package price for 2 tickets to the event includes 3-night stay in a twin-bed room in one of Rome's prestigious hotels, daily attendance to the event, as well as breakfast on the 9th through the 11th, and lunch and tea on the 9th and 10th. Additional night stay are offered at €150 per person per night. For those who wish to arrange their own accommodations and who plan on attending a single day of the event, the cost will be €200, which includes tea and lunch on the day of the event. For those who wish to arrange their own accommodations and who plan on attending both days of the event, the cost will be €400, which includes tea and lunch on the day of the event. The One Planet, One Nation, One Race event in Rome. Come share your positive solutions on how we can work together to bring everlasting peace to our world.
And go ahead, Mr. Kesh.
Good morning, good day to you, wherever and wherever you listen to these teachings. As is usual, we start with a program and in what we can do and what can be done, and what we see the changes in the technology to come. As I explained before, we have reached a pinnacle point of all the teachings on the matter state, and we have moved into the plasma transmission and the field exertion. There are a number of things which, now that we got to this point, we have to understand and discuss. One of the points is that a lot of you have made a lot of reactors and a lot of, you see a lot of different effects, but in so many ways, you cannot see in the real step into the next step of lift and motion. And some of you reach a point that you reach the point of the change, but it does not follow through. I've been explaining this to the knowledge seekers and the people who work in the background, that there is a huge gap in the process of the understanding and the application. One of these gaps has been that a lot of you go through the production of the coils or cores, and a lot of you go into the phase of running motors or trying to apply a rotation to the motors and electric connections and electrical connections. And in that point, in that condition, there is a small problem, and that problem is that none of you go through the phase or the condition of actually understanding where and how things connect. In so many ways, we need to understand this difference in the process, that we can bring in the final push. In the structure of your work, in the structure of understanding the process, we need to understand and connect things together. And everything has to be on the same level. Everything has to be of the same structure. Can you see my desktop by any chance?
Yes, Mr. Kesh.
The whiteboard?
Yes, we see the whiteboard.
Okay, let me explain to you where the problem is, and some of you will and some of you won't be able to see it. I explained this to the knowledge seekers in the background. You all have a motor, and you have attachment, and you assemble your coils on it. Most of these coils are connected to a line to a power supply. You create a plasmatic condition, which this plasmatic condition itself has inherent faults in it, in its flow. First of all, you create a field which interacts with the motor winding. But the biggest flaw is that through your line of connection, you connect to earth, you connect to the ground. So at the same time, you're receiving electron vibration, not the plasmatic. So your system up to now has always had a flaw in it, a leakage, a massive leakage. In a way, you have connected yourself into the ground. Some of you who've seen a better results or different condition, like Douglas, where he actually mounts the ball on a free handheld, on a system which has no connection. It's got a battery charger, and so the interaction is internal, plus him, which is in the gas state. This, we got to the point that has to change, because you have to change this structure of earth connection or connection to the ground to a point where the system support is all of the plasma condition. Then you will see the system respond very fast and you will achieve what you need. Here you're dealing with electron vibration, and here you're dealing with the plasma which flows out, but here everything is plasmatic. So what this brings us, it actually pushes us to the next step of development. And this is literally what we need to understand and progress into. Part of this progress is development of new energy systems which are totally plasmatic. In a way, they are maglev systems. This is what has been lacking in our progress. At this moment of time, this needs to be an energy unit, a generator, which creates only plasmatic field and operates on the maglev condition itself. Then the energy supplied by the system is still being in the maglev system. In feeding the maglev system, interacting with the rotational maglev system, creates a position of total inclusive shell. And this is what we are looking for. In that process, we have explained to you that Keshe Foundation, we have put in position the production of what we call plasma generators. The plasma generators is generators which we are offering at the moment through the Keshe Foundation. As you've seen in the last presentation by Douglas, we've shown how this thing is. In the past week, we made a video of this new generator, which allows man now to go to the next phase. Not only generation of energy, but support for energy for lift and motion in a plasmatic condition. It's the first time we can achieve this. It's the first time that everything is becoming plasmatic gravitational magnetic field. A few days ago, by the request and the negotiation we do in the background by governments, we made a video, which is a 4-minute video, and it brings a lot of things home. We have called it the Last Supper energy, which means it's the final stage of the energy production. This video is very important. We play this video now, you see it, you understand it. If you have the understanding of seeing what's on the table, and then we bring Douglas in if he's available, and then we go to the next stage. What we show today, what you will see today, will change the course of energy production worldwide. We have requests from world leaders' offices that are online. People from China, people from Russia, people from United States governments and officials are all online video, on Zoom or live stream. We have asked them to be present because we're going to show something that will change the course, and you will understand. Sometime during the course of this morning, we will show this change. And then the world of energy will change. The world of technology will change. And it's the change which you will see. We started in a soft way with this 4-minute video, which has been sent to world leaders in the past few days. It has a huge consequence. It has a huge application and implication. Do we have the video with you, please, so that you can play? Is it talk to, or do you want me to talk over it? Is Douglas in the background?
Yes, he is.
Douglas, do you want?
I had to find my mouse. Yes.
How's the setup we requested finished? Is it ready?
Yes, I've got every load I can possibly plug into. We should be about 5 kilowatts.
Is that piece out of it?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes,
no problem. You stay in the background. I go with this and then we join you later, okay? So,
Mr. Kesh, sorry, there's some words in the video that either Flint can play, he reads the words, or I could read them depending on how you want to do it.
No, it doesn't matter. Just leave the words out. I can explain it. I know the video inside out. Okay, let me explain to you it is. This is directly directed to the officials and the government officials of the United States. We are speaking directly to the officials of the White House. We're asking for Mr. Kerry, the Office of the President of the United States. We are speaking directly to President Xi and his office in China. Your Excellencies, the video is for you to see and you will understand the negotiation terms. This video is made to bring the change, and our team in the background are fully aware of the next step. Can you please play the video and then we go into the next step. This technology which you see in the background, it speaks for itself. We have managed to tap into the universal energy. It tells you you're about to see 4 minutes of test run prototype of background plasma generator. The unit is under the yellow box. This unit was a magic which a lot of you have been waiting for to see. This unit, this circuit, is set up to use these equipments on it. and then you will understand what the changes are to come. You'll be shocked when we go live and we bring everything in. You can see there is a hairdryer running, there is a heater running. The noise in the background is of the hairdryer. You see pumps running, you see lights, you see the yellow box in the middle, and you see the maglev system, you see some capacitors, operating fridge. Everything is in operational mode, and altogether initially is 5.7 kilowatt and then dropping to about 4.8 kilowatt. There is no connection. There is nothing anywhere you can see that is what we call this the energy, the last energy system, as comes with the Last Supper with Christ, bless his name. Everything you need up to 5 kilowatt you can use at home instantaneously is on the table. We're going to show you something very interesting with this. All this, no connection. It was said to be a revolution if you can find parity. We've gone over parity. There is no energy input. What is interesting is that everything on that yellow box has been what you've been waiting for. But you can see the things which are there: a heater, grilled cheese maker, microwave, hairdryer, refrigerator compressor, total wattage 5.7, run cycle 4.65 kilowatt. This is constant use. This system can be used for decades. It has no energy source. The energy source comes from the maglev system, which is inside. You can see there are no connections. It's the first time ever humanity has managed to achieve energy without fuel. The fuel is on the coil. The fuel is the way we set up the coils. The beauty with this is that in the next frames, when we go back on live, you will see something very special. Here, all attention is on the yellow box. They want to know there is no battery, there is nothing under it. You see there is nothing. 5.7 kilowatts. All your needs in the house is on the table. Average house uses 2.8 to 3.6 kilowatt hour. This covers well above it. Everything in earth running mode. No connection. This is the secret of the change of technology. We'll explain to you what we've done, and then you will understand. Douglas goes repeatedly around to show there is no battery powered, no connection to anywhere. It's what I call the last energy system. If you can run such a thing anywhere in the world with such a small system, you have broken our parity. We are 5.7 kilowatt. We can push this to 200 to 300 kilowatts. We know how. The next step for us is to create a pocket size generator, 3 kilowatt. Now you see he has switched off the blower. The system still runs.
Turn everything off. Start cycle, total of 5.7 kilowatts, run cycle 4.65 kilowatts for 4 minutes continuous.
This is what we asked Douglas to do, a 4-minute video. If you can produce 1 minute at 4.7 kilowatt, you have broken all the laws of physics, and it shows a new development, new energy source. What we're going to show you now will bring a closure to all discussions. Douglas, are you there? Can we go on camera with you?
Yes, sir, Mr. Kish.
Okay, can we go on camera? Let us explain to you what we've done and what you see. Can you share your camera, or have you lost your camera? We can't hear you. Hello?
Rick, unmute. How about now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Have you removed the yellow box altogether?
No, I told you that was my surprise. Yes, it's gone. It's there, but I left the box there
Okay.
that's my surprise.
Okay. Now, can you show us what's on the table as an energy consumption, please?
Okay, we've got a dorm refrigerator here, right in front of us, and a small apartment dorm refrigerator, what we call them here. 1500 watt heater, fan forced, and it's all the way set on the high setting. I've got everything off right now. We'll turn it on in a minute. 1500 watt teenager hair dryer. 800 watt. They're grilled cheese maker, panini makers.
Douglas, can you move very slow, please? Very slow.
Yes. Yes. Not a problem. Yeah, this is a grilled cheese maker, a panini maker, some of them call, and coils here in their corresponding order. CH3, CO2, CO2, and the plasma cores in the middle. My sets of 4 set of capacitors that are run in parallel with the system. Move my chair out of my way. Now,
can you show us on the table if there are any connections, please?
Yeah, no problem. 3 fluorescent light bulbs and the microwave, and another compressor, which is a standard refrigerator compressor that starts out 700-800 watts and comes down to a run cycle of.
That is, if you have a fridge,
and you'll notice. Yeah. Okay. And of course the microwave here, which is a apartment microwave, 700 watts. So now we look under the table. I'm trying to watch here so I can see on the computer screen myself what's going on here. Let me tilt it down so I can see what's going on. There we go. Okay. All right. Now you can start. We'll start over here by my vent, and you'll see there that come up the wall, my chart. There is nothing. There's the outlet over there. You can see there's nothing plugged into it. I'll let it focus on it right there. There's these are a table with the little straps there to carry them with. That's what that is over there, that strap. These are just little foldable tables you buy at the dollar store or Walmart or wherever your local hardware store is. I think everybody has seen now that I couldn't possibly hide a wire in here if I tried. Well, I mean, virtually impossible anyway. I guess anything's possible, but you can see that there's no wires on the floor anywhere. Some over there on my wall and my junk, but no wires on the floor anywhere at all, none whatsoever.
Okay.
And it goes back over to there and back right where we started from. Like I said, that's a handle that's mounted to the table. Now we'll walk around the back here so we can see.
Really slow, please.
Well, I'm trying to do this with my extension. It's only long enough to. You can see the back of the heater here. I'm going to pull the computer up just a little bit more. That might give me a little bit more room. Yes, okay. All right, back to see where I'm at. Okay. Back to the heater. Nothing above either attached anywhere at all.
So you're moving too fast. You're moving too fast.
All right. I'm just trying to get out of the way of the camera, sir. I'm sorry. All right, now we're at the back of the unit. You can see nothing at the back of the unit. My strip. with all my loads connected to them in a certain way. Refrigerator here and the heater, and I just taped them together so they wouldn't be hanging down everywhere, because the last video had wires hanging everywhere. Same thing with this. I just put a clip.
Too fast. Yeah.
I just put a clip right here to hold the 3 different sets of wires together from their microwave, the sandwich maker, and the compressor there. They're all just clipped together right here, along with the hair dryer. So I wouldn't have any wires dangling, and we will drop down and see that there are no wires dangling anywhere at all. None. I think everybody's got a good enough shot of the inside of the table there to know that there's nothing hooked up here. This goes to the back of the heater, and I don't know if anybody can see that, but it's a 1500 watt max right there. It says it right there, 1500 watt. Microwave 7, sandwich makers 8, and we'll walk back around this way. And of course the yellow box that
can you hold the camera steady? It's very shaky.
Yeah.
No. Leave the yellow box. Here, leave the yellow box. Can you switch the power on that we can see it starts going, please? Can you put the lights on if your system works?
Yes, not a problem at all. Everything's on. You can see my panini come on.
Yeah.
And we will have to, I gotta flip the other.
What about your microwave?
The microwave light is on. We will give it a 30-second run. I gotta reset it because, all right, there we go. Counting down. Can everybody see that? Count down. We'll go ahead and turn these on. I'll turn them off because they're really bright. We'll leave them on for a minute. I'll turn the hair dryer on. That's the high setting. Put it up here on the sandwich maker. That thing gets hot anyway. I'll go over here to the fans all the way up on high. There's the fan, 1300. You hear the drop in the 1500. You heard the drop in the hair dryer. Of course, the refrigerator is running. Trying to scrape off a piece of ice for you guys there.
Hello. We lost. Hello. Can you hear me?
Can hear you, sir.
Okay, I think we lost Douglas. Okay, I think he is on the server line. So what you've seen that this time we closely show it live, the system is literally running on its own with what is to be a maglev unit and battery capacitors. We are trying to show something very special, and I wondered if Douglas can come back or can see him back. Yeah, we were expecting that this might happen at this point. If he comes back, we'll explain it. And if you don't get him back in the next 10 seconds, 15 seconds, I explain to you something very interesting. This is a change in the course of energy production. This is a change in the world of power. This is a change in the world of politics and economy. What Douglas will show you, if he comes on, then we see how correct we are. There is nothing under the yellow box. It's empty box. This is producing 5-6 kilowatts of energy indefinitely for as long as you need from a maglev unit. There's a specific connection configuration which is needed to achieve this. And for the first time, when Douglas comes back, or we release a full video of this, that the only thing sits on that table which supplies energy is the maggrav unit, nothing else. For the first time, we show the power of the plasma technology. For the first time, we see that the change has come and we need to accept the change. We were expecting this cut. It's not something that we were not expecting. It was expected. So that's why we showed you the video beforehand. And as we go live, if we get Douglas back, you will understand that the only parameter once you trigger the plasma is the plasma itself. There is nothing under that yellow box. If you remember in Eindhoven conference presentation, I opened the box and I said this is an empty box of the universal energy. This is the yellow box. Once you trigger the plasma, the way we have developed, and create the right condition circuit, you can tap into this energy. If you get your wiring connection the right thickness, you can go up to 300-400 kilowatts. If you get your wiring the same way correct, you can go to a pocket size 3 kilowatt, 5 kilowatts. You can create a small unit that can supply an electric car indefinitely. Now you've seen what and how we change the game. Can somebody in the background try to get in touch with Douglas to see why he's off?
We can still see him on the Zoom list, busy, but he's not responding to my messages.
So what he will show you, if we get him back, or we'll make another video and we put it in public, is the only entity on that table which creates the energy is a maggrav unit. It's not connected to anywhere, so nobody can say it's a fraud, it's a scam. We have offered this technology to American government, to the Chinese government, and to the Russians. And that is for exchange for peace. We have offered it to the world presidents for exchange for peace. We have allowed it to be taken into presidential palaces to be tested. We have offered an olive piece to United States that we are prepared to go with this unit to the White House. We can teach His Excellency President Obama to make one himself live, and we go with this unit to Beijing. China and Russia have spoken in the background. The texts are received, it means they are in agreement. We are waiting for clearance from the White House and Beijing. Let me explain to you what this thing is going to do. Oil prices will plummet. Financial world has no ground to stand. The backbone of false money against liquid from the earth will worth nothing. I have to tell you that there are 4 units like this around the world. This is not the only unit. We opened this through Douglas for the protection of the foundation technology. If anything happened to me, to any members of the Keshe Foundation, the team will release the blueprint worldwide immediately, which means within hours, within days. the energy crisis will plummet. That'll be the end. Exactly a year ago, we announced the peace conference. Energy in exchange for peace. Now we deliver the technology blueprint. We have two choices. We receive the support of the government and we see the exchange going through, or we see the end of the oil industry and energy industry, nuclear industry, and the rest of it. Any man on this planet can produce as much energy as they need. But the secret with this is, now the energy produced is in a plasmatic condition. Now you can connect your maglev system to your flight system. Everything in the plasma condition. Lift is imminent. Once we release this, you will understand. Once we release this knowledge, the way we have shown it today.
I'm here, Mr. Cash.
Hi, Douglas. What happened to you?
Apparently the girls did something downstairs, overloaded the circuit and blew the main, so which shut my computer, internet off. My system was still working, but the internet and everything else went down.
Okay, can you go back on your camera?
Yeah, we can go live right now. They wherever Rick's at, we push start camera. I can put it on the laptop. We can move it around, whatever we need to do.
Okay, what happened? I had to let the cat out of the bag. They know.
Oh, you done told them about my yellow box?
Okay, can you show the yellow box, please?
Ta-da! Nothing there. We'll go ahead and everything's running anyway. The refrigerator's running, but I'll turn everything back up so everybody can see the panini was on anyway. This is my magic trick right there. That's the other one right there.
You see, yeah.
There we go. Now we're running 4,650 kilowatts right now.
So can you show on the table that there are no cables and nothing?
Yeah. I'm gonna turn these lights down, Mr. Kesh. They're killing me. We'll go back down to here. Let me, if we can find my flashlight. That way everybody can see down here.
Now you understand that energy comes from nowhere. We are not talking about one or two.
No cables anywhere.
Yeah. We're talking about kilowatts.
Right there, no cables, as you can see anywhere.
Yeah, okay, just show us the yellow box, please.
This is the yellow box. My wife made it. It was just a cover. And when he, yellow submarine, I just went with it.
No, the thing is,
okay, I'm gonna turn the heat down, guys. I'm sorry, but it's summertime and here in the Ozarks.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Let me explain to you what was.
You can see I'm gonna turn down this load too. It's still on fully, but there's a lot of heat coming out. So
yeah, let me explain, Douglas, what was on the yellow box. Under the yellow box,
I'm gonna leave this one running.
Yeah, under the yellow box was the trigger of the plasma. Now the plasma is triggered, we don't need it. Some of you picked up on this, a 6-volt battery. We needed a 6-volt battery to trigger the plasma. And now you can see it. Can we see the hairdryer? Is it still running?
Yeah, oh yeah. High, low.
So
1500 watts right there.
Thank you very much. Now you can see the only food of energy is your maglev system. No connection, about 5 kilowatt. If we redesign the system, you can go up to 30 to 300 kilowatts. We can shrink the size to what we need, what can be. In the coming days, we'll show you the new versions. So our hand goes the same as it went across the table in Brussels between Iran and United States. Energy against peace, technology against peace. With this technology, now you can see 4.7 kilowatt. It doesn't cost much to produce it. We are still developing the final phases of it, and we show you everything. This is the thing. We have offered.
You can see where the copper on this wire is already turning black around where it was looped around the terminal. I wanted everybody to see that real quick.
Yeah, thank you. What we are doing, we have made a condition. Energy for Peace will take this unit, as the Americans have asked. They want the Yale University to see it. Usually you have to understand what happens. When a technology like this, or so effective as us, is shown, they ask you to take it to a university. And then in that university, they waste so much time and block you. We want the blind double check, check double blind, and everything else to literally suffocate the technology. Now it cannot be done. We are on the University of the planet. Can you stop moving so much? It'll be much better.
I'm trying.
Just put it back on the camera.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, can you put a light on that we can see still going on?
There you go. Now start the video on another camera. There we go.
Okay, can you put a light on that we can see the system is still running, please?
Oh yeah, you can hear this. This has to, I mean, until it charges. Mr. Kish will explain all that.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, everything's working. Nothing's.
We don't see the lights are just off the camera. You got to go a little bit lower. You got to lower the camera. Okay, can you show the light that they can see it? So, if parity +1 would have been a breakthrough, 5 kilowatt is absolute demolishing it. Annihilation of the whole concept of energy production by fuel. There is no power stations, there is nothing. And this shows the true understanding of the process of producing the system. There are no magnets, there is nothing, just the maggrav units. There is nothing in operation that can change the system. There are no motors, there are not moving parts, there are no generators here. Everything as is seen. What we have offered to the Office of the President of the United States is, we move with this table to the White House and let them check it. And our team will teach the President live and the rest of the world how to make the unit. We are not hiding it. So those who talk about magnets and things hidden, you'll be exactly what you've done. Creating false information to justify your meager existence. This is what it is. This is what we said 12 months ago. And now the trigger point of the plasma has been found by the innovation team and has been applied. So in this process, we work as one team. Technology like this is never been shown live worldwide. It's been kept in patents and secrets and then destroyed. This time will not be destroyed. This is a gift from the Keshe Foundation to humanity. We can teach you how to do it. We released the blueprint. The team is working heavily in the background. We have 4 research groups working, developing, and in time, we will release the whole information as we did with the blueprint. We make a deal. If you remember, last year, this time, we started the blueprint in November 26 of the maggrav system in the Keshe Foundation Center in Valletta. We are prepared to do the following. We release the blueprint in the White House. Let the President of the United States share it with you. And then we share it with the Chinese and the Russians. There is a very big problem. You will understand that I will explain today. The maggrav technology, plasma technology for peace has been tested. I explained this to the American people in the past 48 hours, and they understood. We always said this is a static situation. This core, this maggrav is on a static. So you can imagine once you move into the dynamic cores, what kind of powers will be released if the static is so powerful. You understand? When you go to a dynamic situation, going back to a couple of years ago, and understanding the interaction of what I've been telling you, and now you can understand the connection. I said, the time will come that the soldiers do not know why they are carrying a gun and they walk away. In fact, we saw this, and many times I hinted on it, but none of you picked up. This maggrav system in dynamic form, the way it's used to jam and block the most advanced ships of United States Navy, did not just do that. This is the point where the common ground stopped and nobody looked beyond. The 27 naval officers were touched by the field of the plasma, which gave them the balance of peace. Walked away from the gun. They literally walked out of the Navy. The excuse was, we don't see our government be able to support us, to protect our life. But in fact, the elevation of the soul of the man through the system showed the officers there is no need for war. The rest was to put it in the word. This can be practiced across the world. In the coming weeks, we release a dynamic flight system where, using a specific combination, man will drop every gun. There will be no reason for fight. It's not a theory. 27 American naval officers walked off. We can make this 27,000. We can make this 27 million. It's very, very easy. This is the power of the Keshe Foundation. What sits on the table changed the course of humanity. No woods to burn, no nuclear atomic, no oil. Transfer this energy. If you understand it, even if you put 3 of these core systems in parallel with each other in series, with less than $200-300, you can run a car. The system will fly. The cars are on the verge because now you have seen it. This is the latest, what I called the table of last supper of energy. The old is finished. This is the beginning. This will change. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of what we said. Energy for peace. And we kept our word. We have some of the people, the most elite scientists in plasma within the Keshe Foundation. It's your turn to change the course. I put a hand of peace to American ones, and we saw the results, as you know, with Iran and American talks. This time we put the hand of peace across to the Chinese leaders, His Excellency President Xi. You wanted to see the proof, Your Excellency, is on the table. The Office of President of the United States wanted to see. There is a very funny thing. We don't need to import this to show it to the American. It's built, developed, and finalized in the United States. 15 hours drive from the White House. Is the difference between the world peace and change of the course for humanity. Douglas is ready to move if the White House opens the door. We have given clear line. We are prepared to move the top 10 Keshe Foundation scientists into the White House by Sunday. The ball is in the court of United States President, Chinese presidents, and the Russian presidents. But the point is, we have brought the change in. If you understand the next step into this, in that microwave, You warm the water. If you connect it the right way, you can go in that microwave and pick up the energy you need from the food you wish. The same is the fridge. I open this technology very rapidly in the coming days. You can bring the water into the container, and the container will carry the energy of the microwave, which you have not warmed up. With the energy of the food, you adjust the plasmas you want to fill in the water with. You want meat, you want orange, the system will feed the cup. Drinking the cup is your next step. The next step for the technology development is how to change the course. Douglas just talked about how the wires are nano-coated. Once you set this system up and it goes into action, especially the dynamic, melt the copper wires, break the nanomaterials. The fields will follow the path you have set by the structure. You've seen it. DC light, heaters, AC, different powers is on the table. And there's one thing, it's that little stacker in the corner, which is the maglev unit, which is set by the structure universal work. This is the job of the creation and the creator. Those of you who understand this will run with this. We ask you one thing. Is peace worth it to change with energy? And I think yes. We ask you to bombard the White House, to accept the call. We will be there. This is especially why I continuously show Douglas's unit, because it's on the mainland, on the United States, exactly where we don't need to fly. There are no bargains, there are no hassles. Douglas, how many hours are you from the White House?
Mr. Kesh, I was stationed in Belvoir, and it took about 17 hours on the bus. So we're looking at probably about a 13, 15 hour drive, something like that.
Would you like to drive with it to the White House and we get you permitted to go into the White House?
If I can do anything to bring about peace and the stopping of the killing of the little children, or anybody else for that matter, but the children, it's got to stop. You know, anything I can do, I'll walk with this stuff in a backpack to DC. It doesn't matter. And, you know, my heart is dedicated that much. I've had 4 small children myself, and 2 older ones that are grown, that are heading into this chaotic world. And, you know, this murder over energy and the suppression of it has got to stop by the few that run the world. So they've got to come to some kind of sense. You know, some kind of
would you start the path on Saturday to Washington, and we'll meet you at Washington? The president can check it himself, and you can teach him yourself. And if anybody wants to join Douglas on the way to Washington, D.C., you're quite welcome. Contact webmaster-foundation.org. We'll make the path. We pressurize the governments into peace. I told you, if it needs be, we change the course of elections in all countries. Energy for peace. This will create, let me explain to you, if you just look at it in the physical matter state, this creates enough warmth and heating. And if you put a condensator from the energy while it's not used, you can extract and produce water from the atmosphere. So the water need can be met. If you understand the process of the maglev system, you can add energy to the water and the food will be in. So we start a peace not as a course, but as a path of peace. I explained in the last few days, and that we appoint 6 counselors. Very simply, it was explained. We are not appointing a new government. The time for governing is over. The time is for consulting and using each other's knowledge to share knowledge. With this new technology, we develop new medical systems that, as we said, will change the course. Now we've shown the power. The whole history of the man, especially in the past 100 years, has been how to produce energy free. This is a true free energy. Plasma, maglev systems is there. Would you like to put a light on that we see still working? Douglas, there we are. At the touch of need, there is the demand. We organized for Douglas to go to Washington to be there on Sunday. It is on the government of the United States to allow the unit into the White House. It's portable, doesn't need, anybody can come and see. If you are a member of the press, you can follow the track. This is the road to peace. We had no choice but to pressurize, and we had no choice but to deliver this way. If you want to produce 20 kilowatt, 100 kilowatt, we still can show you how. There is no need for cable transmission. There is no need to suck everything out of other nations for raw material. Everything can be done through the system. Now you understand what I said at the beginning. We are here to change the course, and we have changed the course. No, nothing but plasma. There is not a single piece of what you call generating system which are dynamic. Everything is in a solid state. The new system development will push us to the next one. The problem is we have brought peace through energy, equal and balanced. We teach this really worldwide the way we did with maglevs. But our team, the Keshe Foundation team, United States, will be in Washington on Sunday at the White House. Go public with it. They can't deny it. 5 kilowatt on the table connected to nothing. And it can run for most probably centuries. Is there anything you have to say, Douglas? Is there anything you want to say, Douglas?
Yes, I'd like to just say for number one, there's no trickery, there's no Joe cells or anything. The answer is in front of you right now. It sits in front of you, literally. The answer to this riddle is in front of you. The box was just a ruse. The battery was just a ruse. It was, you know.
We needed it to trigger the plasma, and now it's needed.
What I want to show you is this right here is an 18 gauge stranded automotive wire. Now that's 18 gauges that just pulled, 5,000 kilowatts through it. Now, anybody that has any kind of electrical knowledge behind them at all knows that a 14 gauge solid stranded wire melts into at 1440 watts. So the only way this happens is the wire becomes nano coated inside. This one here has been stripped, and you can, I pulled back a little piece to make my pigtail there for my 3 lights, and you can see the wire is solid black on the inside, but the outer 2 ends still remain the natural copper color that we're all used to seeing. But inside the wire, where there's no oxygen for it to oxidize or allow that to occur, it nano coats evenly, and the wire becomes a superconductor. This is how this is allowed. That's why the wires don't melt down. I mean, 18 gauge, 5,000 watts, for crying out loud. We don't make such wires. They have to be superconductors. So that's part of the key right there, is being able to make the wires into a superconductive, so it doesn't allow for the amps to affect the wires the way they normally would, the way we see it. The other answer to the problem is right here in front of you, and I'm going to let you guys figure it out. It took me a while to figure it out. Mr. Keshe is ready to tell you how it works. He'll tell you
But
no, we'll leave it. We'll discuss it in the White House. If the House is white enough to share the knowledge.
Yeah, I would like to see them be white enough to share their knowledge, black enough to share their knowledge, green, Asian, whatever color they want to be. I don't care. I totally believe in that. To the bottom of my core, you know, that we should all have equal platforms. You know, I'm all for capitalists, but you know, what's happened to our world is not a place to be at anymore. So, you know, this has to stop. You know.
Would you like to say what is your background work, Douglas?
I'm a United States veteran. I'm a power generation on a tactical air command site in Würzburg, Germany. So I grew up, you know, working with this kind of stuff. As a matter of fact, my very first project, I was 8 years old. I tried to wire a 13-inch black and white television set into a 1977 RCA 8-track player. I was, in my mind, I was building me an amplification device, but I blew up the TV instead, and I got my rear end warmed up one night, and I've been doing that ever since. I've been playing with electricity and mechanics. Building engines ever since I was a child. These things come natural to me. I don't know why. It may take me a day or two, but then it just pops into my head. Oh, this is supposed to be this way. You know, I graduated at the age of 17 in Belvoir in the School of Engineers at the top 5 of my class for the 95-4, and I was a high school dropout. You know, because I did not. Number one, I argued with them all the time. I knew the speed of light was a lie, you know. So people like me in school, they labeled instead of being highly intelligent, you're a troublemaker. So it went that way for me. And later on, they find out that you know, when I was in college, went to college for computer engineering, and gave it up to go back out into the trades. I wanted to be outside working. I did not want to be in an office. I've seen too many things going on in the office. Recently, prohibited from, I couldn't even dig a hole in the yard without having to sit down and, you know, the things I can do now. If I told you, you'd just say I was a liar. You'd have to know me from 5 years ago and see how I move now. I move like I'm 20 again, due to this technology and what it's done for me. Not only emotionally, but physically. The strength in my back, no pain periodically, you know, when the weather changes, nothing like that. But this has been an endeavor, one of my quests, because of electricity. I've known for a long time that a lot of these things are lies. You know, the summertime they raise the rates up in the United States. Everybody gets a bill at the beginning of the summer, and they say, due to the increased usage of the power consumption, the United States grid, we're going to raise the power. We'll raise your rates up for summertime rates. They usually raise them 3-5 cents, depending on your area. And the reason is we're not using resistive loads. We're, you know, most people hang their clothes out on the line. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But the thing is, air conditioner is a non-resistive load. There's a key to these non-resistive loads that have high voltage capacitor discharges. You know, so that air conditioner in your unit, even though it's 220 volts, it takes an initial jolt and then it drops back down into wattage consumption. And the wattage consumption is minimal. So they jack the rates up in the summertime to compensate for it, because if not, you would see the great discrepancy between the winter and summer, and you'd start asking questions. They don't want us asking questions. That's been the key to this the whole time. Keep us looking at something else so we don't ask questions of importance. You know, is why they have to tire into our ground in order to give us electricity. But they don't tell us that they have to. They just tell us that we need to put a ground in. But they don't tell us that after we get all our stuff done, they connect their ground into our ground. You know, and that's the way the electricity comes back and forth through here. So now
you don't need to be connected to the ground. You can have energy anywhere in the space.
The system needs to be tweaked. We've built this out. I mean, part of the reason I think Mr. Kiss chose me is because I have the ability to go in a scrap pile and pick out things that I know that I can make something into.
You see, the way, let me explain, Douglas. This has been my aim and my job from the beginning. And as I said before, when I received my degree from Queen Mary College, University of London as a nuclear engineer, I stuck it on the toilet roll because that's what it was worth it. In a space, there are no doctors, no engineers, no professors. We made these things to create pressure on the others. So my motto has been for past 30 years, I bring a technology that a common man off the street can use, understand, and develop. And you are the example of it. We've seen Armin, who's become one of the masters. We've seen many, many people, housewives with no education, building magravs. If you build a magrav and you did not see anything out of it, or it wasn't the way it was, now we give you the adoption unit in the next few weeks that you can change your magrav unit to a generator. As you see, the magrav unit is there. Can we see your magrav unit?
Yeah, sure. That thing's alive, but like I said, you know, I'm used to touching it. It doesn't bother me. I can touch all 3 coils at the same time. I don't get any shock.
The beauty with this is you can set your magrav unit in a water, in a gas water, and then you will see different results. Because now
we can show. So I've got one here that we can show that I'm working on. That's going together.
This
for
below camera. Can you go up, please? Yeah.
You can see the coils are. I always have been a fan of the caustic coating. I do my initial connections like this, and then I take my NaOH and a sugar mixture, and where I bent them back and maybe some of the nano coating has come off, I'll put the sugar mixture on there and it'll re-nano coat within a day or two, especially if you put it out in the sun. But
thank you very much. Let me tell you something. We show the tool for peace, energy for peace. I'm the head of the Keshe Foundation worldwide. I have no voice if you don't share yours. There is hundreds of you online, on live stream, YouTube, and the rest. Doesn't matter in what language. Express yourself what you demand from your governments. I leave the line open. It's your job to push your governments to accept the free energy for peace. And now that the energy is free, it'll take a few months worldwide to cover up the whole structure. What is your say to your government in your language or in English? Vince, open the lines, let people speak. Does any of you want to say anything to your government or to humanity for what about to receive on the energy? Or any of you would like to see the change? In what way?
This is Rick Crammond here, and I live in Canada, and I certainly wish for this kind of technology, well, for my whole life, basically. I know this is the core technology for the rest to come after this, and it's the most important thing in my life is to have this come to pass, and that's what I've dedicated my life to do, is to help people in this transition time where we learn to interact with this. So my wish is that the governments of the world, specifically the Canadian government, will adopt this technology, will embrace it with open arms and not with other kinds of arms. We don't need to be feeding weapons to other countries and this kind of thing. It's the end of that kind of thinking. It's time for a new kind of thinking, a new kind of acting, and a new kind of being, actually, with this technology. So looking forward to it. I think it's a great milestone, and I'm very excited. And thank you, Mr. Kesh, for bringing this about and making things happen in the world with this.
This is Ali. I'm an Iranian Canadian, and I live in British Columbia now. And I want to say that the unity has already been achieved. We are already one. This is the start of it, and it's time to really bring the whole Earth and the entire universe into balance and peace. And we are connected to one another in a very deep way that we're going to realize, but that we already have realized as of this moment. And it's the love between all of us that can go and change the history as of now. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jackie. I want to speak for the French people. Donc, je m'adresse ouvertement à tous les gouvernements qui comprennent la langue française. Merci à la Keshe Foundation de nous avoir fourni cette énergie libre. Et j'espère sincèrement du fin fond de mon cœur que le gouvernement de la Suisse, de la France et des autres pays francophones adopteront cette technologie en échange de la paix. On a montré, grâce à Douglas et d'autres personnes, les merveilles de cette technologie. Et j'espère sincèrement que nos gouvernements répondront à cette merveilleuse technologie en déposant les armes et puis en adoptant la technologie de la paix. Merci infiniment à vous tous.
Hello, my name is Gatua from Kenya, and I welcome this technology, and I love peace, and we can no longer consider power of state by killing people. So killing should end with this new technology of Keshe Foundation. It's worthwhile. We are sick and tired of seeing all over the world deaths and people claiming to be so powerful because of how they kill others. People claiming, or countries claiming to be so developed because they have very powerful killing machines. Na nikisema na Kiswahili, I'm going to speak in Kiswahili for the people of Kenya. Vita vyote vya dunia ziishe kabisa kabisa, sababu Keshe Foundation imetuletea maendeleo ya energy power kwa dunia nzima bila tumia mafuta ya petroli na mengineo. And I will now speak in Gikuyu. Andũ othe athĩ mwĩtĩkĩre kũgĩa na thayũ thĩ othe, tondũ Keshe Foundation nĩ ĩrehete hinya ũtarĩ wa kũgũrwo, ũtarĩ wa maguta, hinya wa mwaki, atĩ no wakie thitima gwaku o hĩndĩ ciothe ũtekũrĩha ona ndururu thitima ĩyo. Nĩ wega mũno. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much, Keshe, for bringing this technology to the world. We respect you very much, Mr. Keshe, and we appreciate this technology and very much look forward to peace all over the world. Thank you very much.
I'd like to speak. This is Vivek from Singapore. I would like to share a short story, something that happened 2 weeks ago. I had the pleasure of meeting and talking to a gentleman who is an engineer in the oil and gas industry. And we started talking. He told me about what he's doing, and then he asked what I was doing. And I told him about Keshe technology and Magrav's plasma. And after I finished talking, he told me that he looks forward to the day that the oil and gas industry would come to an end, because in his opinion, it is the dirtiest source of energy that has been used on Earth for such a long time. And this has to be succeeded by something that is clean, something that is natural, something that benefits everyone. I would like to put this call out not just to the government of Singapore, but to all governments worldwide. The people of the planet have been suffering for a very, very long time. And one of the tools used to control the people is energy. In essence, we have been putting people into a project, and that pressure cooker is ready to blow up. And there's nothing you can do about it. What happens when it blows up? You have rice everywhere, and it's uncontrolled. We are at a very important crossroads right now, where all of us can benefit and move together into the future as a people. Or certain factions, that is, those who wish to retain control, could be left out. I think it's much more beneficial for all of us to move together into the future as one planet, one nation, one race. And I put this call out to the governments of the world. Please join hands with the people of the world to welcome this technology into our lives. Thank you.
Hello, this is Klaus from Austria. This technology brings balance to our lives, and no soldier wants to fight anymore. It brings balance to the proportion, to the relation between femininity and masculine. So no more women will be suppressed anymore. It brings peace to our heart, brings balance to our bodies so we don't have to suffer anymore. Brings free energy to our houses. Our souls already attracted it. Let's all together accept it.
Hello, this is Kayvan. I just wanted to say that this knowledge should be, and I think we started a while ago, but this knowledge should be unconditionally taught as not a second nature, but as a natural nature knowledge, you know, from beginning in the womb of a mother to the society, media, kindergarten, school, universities, everywhere. And you know, we don't need to pack this true knowledge into any kind of stories, whether it be Harry Potter or any other kind of magic show. And finally, you know, we don't need to name it, whether it's the Khazarian Mafia, a Jewish Zionistic lobby, or financial, military, industrial, central banking system. It doesn't matter anymore, because let them saturate this inner, you know, long desired feeling of, oh my God, I want to have something, I want to see something tangible. Well, let them saturate it, for Christ's sake, you know, with this, you know, already almost, you know, called cliche of free energy. And it's people, this is why it goes beyond the imagination and the comprehension of people, what it can go beyond, you know, beyond this whatever vibrating electronic matter level technology. So, you know, it's already 12:05. We're on the verge of a third world war. I think people have stuck their heads deeper and deeper into the sand. People don't even realize what's going on. But if it's in the mainstream, then it's generally accepted. That's the total, you know, crux of this whole thing. So finally, it's getting out collectively. We're not only preaching it, we're finally doing it collectively. So let's just start, you know, with the children, and with all women and men, and, you know, and entities within and beyond this earth and universe and unicos. Well, thank you.
Hi, this is Mark from USA. And the elite have now had a long, good run, and not so good, but maybe it's time for them to realize that it's over for them and that we need to come together, all of us together, and move forward in such a way that we understand each other and realize that our system is rotten to the core. It's corrupt. It's lost its way. And we need to change that immediately. And this brings the change. So let's move ahead. Let's do this together. Thank you.
Good morning. This is Sandy from the United States, and I love my country. I love the people that are in it. My family, I'm proud to be an American, and I think America has the opportunity to show its compassion for people, its love for people, which I feel our country was built on freedom of religion, of acceptance, of tolerance, of peace. And to me, that is the place our country should go, to bring out the peace, to bring out the love. And I'm sure with the hearts in America, this will come to be. And I thank you, Mr. Kesh, for bringing it about. Thank you very much.
Dear governments, the only thought that you should have in the next days is how to make the transition as smooth as possible. Focus on the transition and nothing else. It's out of the bag and we all want it. Thank you.
Hi, this is Renan from the Philippines. I just want to really express my greatest gratitude to the Kesh Foundation and Mr. Kesh for allowing humanity to develop its best in this technology. And I believe the transition will go peacefully, and I believe that everything will, for humanity, will find abundance in this technology. And thank you for all the team that have been working with this technology, and especially the Kesh family and the Kesh Foundation have allowed us to develop. Thank you, sir.
Our Chinese friends are writing heavily in the background. Would you like to speak? You are 1/5 of world population. You can speak in Chinese. I want to speak. Speak, please.
We need to promote her.
Yes.